Thank you, Mr. President. Excellencies, high-level representatives of delegations, colleagues, good afternoon. As this is the first time I'm taking the floor, I extend congratulations, Mr. President, on your appointment, and thank you for your able stewardship of this session. Sri Lanka assures of its fullest support to you and the Vice Presidents. I also extend Sri Lanka's congratulations to Secretary General, Madam Leticia Carvalho, and commend her for taking on this heavy mantle of leading the ISA during a crucial period. I also take this opportunity to convey the best wishes of the government of Sri Lanka to the International Seabed Authority on its 30th anniversary and look forward to transformative collaborative actions going forward into a new decade. My sincere appreciation to the government and people of Jamaica for the warm hospitality and facilitation of delegates to this assembly, and for 3 decades of hosting and supporting the authority. Mr. President, as an island nation, Sri Lanka is deeply committed to the sustainable use of ocean resources, responsible ocean governance, and the protection of marine biodiversity as a common heritage of humanity. This ethos was evident from Sri Lanka's engagement from the inception of the UN's exercise in codifying ocean-related matters, including the breadth of the territorial seas and the freedom of the high seas. This process culminated in the third UN Conference on the Law of the Sea, chaired by Ambassador Hamilton Shirley Amarasinghe of Sri Lanka. In fact, Hamilton Shirley Amarasinghe Fellowship on the Law of the Sea was established by the UNGA in 1981 in recognition of this contribution to the Third UN Conference as its first president from 1973 to 1980. Sri Lanka is also at present the chair of the Indian Ocean Rim Association, championing a regional approach to ocean governance. Mr. President, Sri Lanka reaffirms its commitment to the 1982 Convention on the Law of the Sea and recognizes it as a fulcrum of the legal regime relating to this area. We extend our gratitude to the Secretary General for the well-structured annual report presented to the Assembly under Article 166 of the Convention and the accompanying report on the implementation of the authority's action plan. We appreciate and seek more in-depth insight into the work of the Council by non-Council members. Sri Lanka is currently engaged in the process of delineation of its continental shelf. We will also be proceeding with the accreditation of a permanent representative to the authority in the near future to enable closer cooperation. We extend our appreciation for the work of the authority in building strategic partnerships and initiatives in strengthening capacity, particularly among youth and women, which is essential to ensure inclusive participation. Sri Lanka commends the efforts of the authority in advancing scientific knowledge of the seabed. Mr. President, to quote Sri Lanka's head of delegation speaking at the Third UN Ocean Conference, the governance of seabed mining poses a growing challenge as interest in deep sea resources accelerates. Without strong safeguards, commercial exploitation and extraction risks irreversible harm to fragile marine ecosystems. Unquote. In this light, Sri Lanka calls for a robust, science-based, enforceable regulatory framework to govern activities in the area, which ensures the effective protection of the marine environment. As elaborated in the advisory opinion of the ICJ delivered yesterday, the duty to prevent significant harm to the environment is an obligation to act with due diligence, and that standard of due diligence is stringent. The limited scientific understanding of deep sea ecosystems demands that we take a precautionary approach in this exercise. Sri Lanka is a signatory to the BBNJ and is now in the process of harmonizing domestic legislation to ensure concrete action leading to ratification. Sri Lanka firmly affirms the mutually complementary nature of the BBNJ and UNCLOS and the work of the ISA. We assert the importance of ensuring open source scientific knowledge, fair access to marine genetic resources, and support the transfer of technology to ensure shared prosperity arising from a common heritage. Mr. President, Sri Lanka joins in celebrating the adoption of the decision of this Assembly to designate 1st of November as the International Day of the Deep Seabed. Raising awareness of the deep seabed, its resources, and benefits is a necessary step in ensuring equitable access to ocean resources, protection of marine biodiversity, and benefit sharing. Sri Lanka believes that this day will also contribute to strengthening the transparency and integrity of multilateral processes involved in the exercise and build trust, which is of particular importance in the face of threats of unilateral actions. Mr. President, in conclusion, Sri Lanka reiterates its steadfast support to multilateralism and the work of the ISA and assure our continued support to the authority in effective delivery of its crucial mandate in a manner that leaves no one behind. Thank you.
I thank Sri Lanka for the statement.